purity of light that much power came easy, I'm not free of self-doubt and empathy to her, even though it may seem that way to you.
However, I will not lie. Mages are a problem, and something needs to be done about them. If we don't, it is only a matter of time until a second Isamo Taha will appear and once again plunge the world into chaos.
But so much good can be done with magic. We aren't all evil.
I know you aren't. I fought alongside battle mages for all my life. But as your father proved, the damage only one deluded mage can do equals an entire division of Northander soldiers. But to return to your question, all I did was take every factor into consideration and decide accordingly. You did the same, more than once. I've heard of the trail of destruction you've left behind on your journey. Many people died under your command.
We tried to help wherever we could.
I believe you, but have no doubt that there are many who don't. What I'm trying to say is, there might have been a better way to handle things, but I did not see it. I did what I could, and even though it turned out to be a mistake, I have no regrets.
Did you ever think about what would happen if the Queen never wakes up from her coma?
She will wake up. The healers claim that she's already getting better.
They've claimed that ever since the dragon incapacitated her.
The Queen has Hibernian blood in her veins. And as long as her heart is still beating, I will not waste any time thinking about something that might never happen. Though, of course, that is not to say that others at the court haven't done it. Most people believe that Queen Aelith doesn't have an heir. But that's wrong. She does.
Really? Who?
A cousin. I suppose you know about the Queen's problematic ancestry. The ability to give life has always been impaired in her bloodline, which is why she does not have any brothers or sisters. However, it was rumored that her uncle, Anno Aelith, left an heir before he died. A bastard son.
It's the first time I've ever heard that.
Yes, because the crown took measures to quiet these rumors. Suffice it to say that Queen Aelith's supposed cousin is far from an ideal candidate for the throne. But I will not go into detail on this topic. It is irrelevant. And it will stay irrelevant. I can feel it.
I've been wondering, do you have a family? Heirs?
That question came unexpected.
Is it so hard to answer?
It isn't. No. I don't have a family. Save for my sisters.
How come?
Well, I'm afraid to understand my answer, I need to go back a little. You see, I had always known what my life would look like, long before it became what it is. You see, House Arendir is one of the eldest of Northander. The role of every Arendir had already been chosen the moment he or she was given birth to. For me, it was always clear that I would be the Lord Marshal of the Royal Army.
So your parents forced you to do this?
Let me put it this way. It was my duty. Of course, I could have rebelled, but even back then, I'd already come to realize that the needs of the many outweigh the needs of the few. Sure, I too had had my share of boyhood dreams, but betraying my parents and the realm had never been an option.
Being a royal commander sounds an awful lot like a boyhood dream to me.
I guess it does. But you need to keep in mind that we Arendirs were raised for this. I knew from the start that a military path had little to do with the tale of brave knights in shining armor from the poems and the plays. People, especially in youth, often crave for what they don't have. The fisherman's daughter might dream of a life as a princess, whereas the princess aches for the charming vagabond to take her to an exotic place far away from her life of etiquette, stern-faced governesses, and arranged marriage.
So, you were looking for something else, too?
From time to time, yes, certainly. You see, One of my uncles had been a seaman. His branch of the family was by far the least powerful one, but whenever he came to visit, I didn't leave his side for a minute. He had sailed to Kalea to meet with the Blood Oracle, to Imperia, to the great Colosseums, and once he had even sailed all around the lands of winter. You can imagine that for me as a boy, his stories were a lot more exciting than my lessons in math, history, and politics. And more than once after his visits, I found myself lying in bed and wondering what it would be like to just pack my bags, enlist on one of the trade ships, and see all these marvels my uncle had told me about.
But yet, you never seriously contemplated becoming a seaman.
No. I was young, yes, but I wasn't a fool. Even if duty and loyalty had not been a concern of mine, I knew that my uncle only told me about the good parts of his life. He never spoke of how a snowstorm cost him 3 of his fingers, and why he always carried a bottle of brandy wherever he went.
Is your uncle still alive?
No. His ship ran aground when I was 14 winters old.
For what it's worth, I think staying was the right choice.
I'm glad you approve. Either way, we digress.
That's true. I'm still not sure I understand why becoming the Lord Marshal stopped you from having family.
It was a choice. I probably don't need to tell you this, but love and marriage are as much a duty as any other. You cannot be a good husband or a good wife if you don't commit entirely. And the same goes for parenthood. And the higher I rose, the more I realized that people in my position, whose decisions affect the lives of tens of thousands, can and should only have one commitment.
Their duty.
Yes. I know it sounds dramatic, but it's the truth. I chose not to have a family because the realm was my wife and its people were my children. Allowing somebody else into my life would have meant betraying the others.
What about the Arendir bloodline? Who will carry on your name if you don't have an heir?
My sister, Myra.
But isn't she a widow?
Yes. Her husband, Lord Utran, died in the Mage Wars. But she's still young, and once we've ended this madness, I will encourage her to look for a new, suitable partner.
But there are commanders that have families.
And they have them at an expense. If life taught me anything, then it's that excellence requires absolute dedication. And with the responsibilities that I have, I simply cannot allow myself to be distracted.
Well, your dedication is definitely admirable.
Maybe. But we've wasted enough time. You wanted an answer, and that was it. Is there anything else you wanted to know?
You said that you have an idea on how we can get more allies to fight the Purity.
Yes, I do. It's someone you're already familiar with. At least, according to your friend Iria. The Iron Falcons.
You want to convince them to join our troops?
Not all of them, obviously. The Field Dog are an even greater threat than the Purity, even if most people nowadays have almost forgotten about them. What I suggest is that we strike a bargain with them. They give us a small division of their elite keepers, and we provide them with twice the amount of footmen and maybe engineers to make up for it.
Engineers and infantry for a handful of knights. Is that really worth it?
It is. The Falcons aren't only excellent fighters. Their presence will also inspire our soldiers. They're living legends.
That's not what it seemed like when I was there. High Keeper Aranor almost lost the tomb just because she was too stubborn to cooperate with the Deathmen.
Well, given that the latter now fight for the Harbinger, her mistrust wasn't that unjustified, don't you think? But still, you make a fair point. Keeper Aranor is complicated. But if what the elf told me is true, she learned her lesson.
All right, it's worth a try. When do we set out?
Whenever you want. Thanks to these Godstones, it won't take us long to get there, so I'm not expecting this mission to cost us more than a day, 2 at most. We should probably take some troops with us, just in case the canyon is still unsafe.
Fair enough. I'll let you know when we go.
Good.
To this day, the Shaper's magical and technological prowess remains unrivaled. One thing is clear: none of their marvels would have been possible without an incredible amount of magical energy.
Tahar, come over here for a second, will you? You need to see this. There you are. Tahar, I found something incredible.
What is it?
Remember how I asked for your permission to examine your mother's body? I did that yesterday.
I hope you know that wasn't an easy decision for me.
Yeah, Tahar, I know. And believe me, we were respectful. Save for that strange stasis, her body's still unscathed.
So? Were you able to learn anything?
We did. And this is what I'm so excited about. That jewel in the front part of her cranium. At first, we thought it was simply an ornament to mark her as a member of the priest caste, but it's more than that. It has magical properties.
But it's still an ornament, isn't it? She wasn't born with it.
No, she wasn't. As I said, the different castes had different ornaments worked into their bodies, and while the ornaments of the lower castes were probably just adornments, those of the higher castes were actually magical. Long story short, despite her spirit being gone, the ornament still seems to be active. I think we could remove it.
And what for?
As I said, the jewel is magical. If you wear it, say, as a talisman, it could increase your magical powers significantly. It could really help us in our fight against Lacane.
Isn't that dangerous?
I'm close to certain it isn't. The ornaments are really just jewelry, like a ring, only woven into the flesh. I think we can remove it without causing your mother's body any harm. But then again, there's no way of knowing for sure.
All right. Do it.
Of course. Give me a moment, will you? Shouldn't take long. All right, Tahar. It worked. Here, take a look. Can you feel it? It's amazing.
And you're sure it didn't damage your body?
Pretty sure. Removing the jewel only caused a small wound, and I stitched it up right away. It should be fine. Now, take a look. Do you feel that energy?
You're right. It's immense.
Well, I guess now we know why the lower castes revered the priests as gods. Telepathy, magical ornaments, they were almost superhuman, so to speak. Either way, I think it'll help you on the field. Thanks again for your trust, Tahar. Yeah, do you need something? I'm a tad busy.
Goodbye.
What do we need?
What is it?
I would like to train.
Well, if you have the coin, I might be able to help. Let's see.
I will do as I must. I'll handle it.
Of the few refugees who make it to Everlight, many are shocked to find that their troubles do not end there. Though its neutrality as a city-state left it largely unscathed during the Mage Wars, the city has its own mountain of problems to struggle with. The biggest ones being the ever-growing gap between the rich and the poor, an uncontrollable rise in crime.
Now would you look at that?
Though some cartographers may claim otherwise, the maps of Io are still far from complete. The Black Sea in particular has always invited explorers and adventurers to fantasize. Situated north of Fiara, many ships have fallen victim to its stormy waters, causing the number of expeditions to diminish.
Yes?
Too much standing around. Let the chieftain know what you want us to do. Standing around. We should be fighting now. Pal, rack. These nails are rusty. Somebody get me new ones. Too much standing around. Good. Our Cal grows stronger. We'll be fast. Let's make this quick. We should be fighting now.
For the novice archaeologist, Hibernian culture may seem as mysterious as it is paradoxical. Brutal ritualistic fights and pacifist beliefs, atheism and deep spirituality.
What is it?
What's next? Will do.
Yes, of course. Everything has an M.
All right, here goes nothing.
You read my mind.
Healing! Need healing!
they will fall.
Yes?
Just give the word.
What's next?
For Northander! You think you have a chance?
So, what's the plan?
Let's see.
Interesting.
As you want. A fine plan.
Understood. Got it.
Let's see what we can do.
Focus.
Yes. What do we need? Now would you look at that? Let's see.
As you want. Understood.
As you want.
Sure, you got it.
Let us make this quick.
What do you want?
Here we go. Focus. Yes.
Interesting.
Yes?
Fine.
Understood.
Sounds like a plan.
Now would you look at that?
That way?
I'm ready.
Just give the word.
Whatever's necessary.
Yes?
Let's see. Interesting.
All right, here goes nothing.
What's next?
Uh-huh.
Yes, of course. Your struggle is pointless.
Corporal?
Healing. Need healing.
As you want.
Sure.
Let's see.
Get ready.
Call the queen!
Now would you look at that? Let's see. Interesting.
That way?
As you want. Let me know what you need.
I'll handle it.
Sounds like a plan.
Yes?
Healing. Need
You'll
healing.
this.
Yes?
What do we need?
Call the queen!
Your struggle.
Yes? Let's see.
Understood.
Now, would you look at that? Let's see. Will do.
You got it.
Interesting. What's next?
Yes.
Yes?
Corporal?
I'm ready.
Though some cartographers may claim otherwise, the maps of Io are still far from complete. The Black Sea in particular has always invited explorers and adventurers to fantasize. Situated north of Fiara, many ships...
Yes?
Let's see. Chop, chop, brothers. Let's get this over with. Good. Our cow.
Soon enough, boys, soon enough.
good news. We finished researching a new technology.
Of the few refugees who make it to Everlight, many are shocked to find that their troubles do not end there. Though its neutrality as a city-state left it largely unscathed during the Mage Wars, the city has its own mountain of problems to struggle with. The biggest ones being the ever-growing gap between the rich and the poor, an uncontrollable rise in crime, and the Purity of Light's aggressive crusade for new followers.
Here we are again. At least, with the Bloodburn gone, the undead should be less of a problem now.
What do you mean?
The Bloodburn didn't just kill the living, it also woke the dead.
Interesting. Well, let's head to the fortress. I'll do the talking once we get there.
Huh?
Fair enough. Let's do this.
Yes.
Uh-huh.
Huh? You'll regret this. Let's see. Now, would you look at that?
That way?
Zarek guides me.
Interesting.
Sounds like a plan. All right, here goes nothing.
Yes.
Focus area. Focus.
Let's see.
Good thinking.
What do we need?
Bloody defilers! You fucking bird!
Zarek guides me.
Sure.
Let's burn them!
You think you have a chance? You?
Is it just me or is it a little too quiet here?
You're right. Stay sharp.
No! For Aeonir! Yes?
Tara's breath. Bane?
Yes. Looks like Lacane has an interest in this place.
But why? Aenir's blade is a wasteland. And faith aside, doesn't he need the